So here we are in the next clip, point 7. We're going to go into point 8. We're going to click next. At the moment we've got our police car moving along the screen. So from sprite, grab a set my sprite to kind of player. So from sprites, set my sprite to kind of player. And we probably want to change my sprite to projectile. And we want to put it into and put it above the pause block. So here it's telling us actually where it's going to go. So I'm going to put this in and grey this out. It says snap it just above the pause block. And so we grab this and you're just above the pause. And this is projectile 2. And so we change it to, and we don't want this to be a player, we want this to be an enemy. And this is why I was saying before that the moment we do this, it's going to change the mechanics of the game, because it's no longer, at the moment we're getting points for each time we hit that character. So we're going to change this to an enemy. Food's a good one if you're going on a quest. So we want this sprite here. We're going to go and change our sprite. It's going to check that our code is right. To kind of enemy. Aha. Set projectile. I have put the wrong one in here, haven't I? Let's go out of here. And we want my sprite and set my sprite to kind of enemy. So let's go and grab this and drop this into here. And we want my enemy and my sprite to be projectile 2. I'm going to check my code. Done. So hopefully when we have baby mama here, we will start to get the position, and you'll notice that we need to go and put them so that they collide with each other. So let's go into the next, check our code. Yes, that's correct. Let's go next. Wicked. Now the program knows the car is an enemy. What are we going to do about it? Well, that's a good question. So right click on this kind of projectile and duplicate it. So we're going to go and duplicate on sprite of kind player. So in the new grayed out container, because if we duplicate one of these, they can't have doubles. So so on sprite kind of player overlaps with other sprites. So we just found out that they overlap with each other. So if we right click, it says right click and duplicate. Okay, so right click on this one and choose duplicate. So let's go and duplicate that, and you'll notice that it's grayed out. I'm going to roll down my screen a little bit and pull this down here. So it's in this same area. So in here, we're going to go and change kind, which is this one here, to projectile, to enemy, sorry. We want to go and change it to the enemy. Let's go and change the end of that to enemy. So on sprite of kind player, which is Dino, overlaps other sprite kind of enemy. So we should go over the top of them now, I'd imagine. There we go. So they're no longer sort of passing by each other or going over each other. So we'll probably want to change the score or something down here. So every time we hit the enemy, it should change our score. So we need to go and delete that one score. Yes, we want to delete that score on this block, which is the kind of enemy block which we're in, the enemy container. And so we want to go and change life in the info block by change life by -1. So every time they hit each other now, we should end up with losing a life. So we can see that they are taking our hearts away, and that's the game over, which is really, really super handy. Okay, providing you say what is happening here when they overlap with each other. So sprite and other sprite, they destroy each other. Let's go and check our code. -1, yes, we're correct. What an amazing creation. Okay, it's still not finished because we need to go and animate it and give it some realism and those little finishing touches. So now we're down here, we're going to go to the final part, and you can actually see that we've got the legs moving and they are kind of wobbling from side to side. So that's our next clip. As always, good luck.